Fans, and more fans.
It's just been crazy.
Full-blown pop culture phenomenon. Exploded.
There's absolutely nothing that compares to this. Nothing even comes close.
The fans have a passion, unlike any kind of passion I've ever witnessed.
That's what I said, we're going!
The whole flurry of the whole thing has just been kind of overwhelming.
We are so lucky. We are so thankful to be a part of this and have all of them behind us.
I think, ultimately on Twilight, we knew there was a fan base. We knew that they were avid fans, but we didn't know how big that fan base was.
We're at Comic-Con.
Comic-Con! We're in San Diego at Comic-Con. Crazy Comic-Con.
It's just great to be back here and see all the fans again. It's been a year. It doesn't seem like it, but it has been a year.
I didn't actually go to the last Comic-Con. I just only heard about it, and so it's really incredible to be a part of it this year.
I'm actually really stoked to be able to go back to Comic-Con.
I think we're going to open it up to the audience for some questions.
What are you most looking forward to in the upcoming film?
What was your favorite memory of filming in Italy?
Taylor, can you do a backflip for us?
It was pretty crazy.
It was good. It's always crazy.
We're actually releasing 2 clips today, so I'm excited to see the response from the fans.
If we're judging by the screaming, it was wonderful. Fans are awesome, so the reaction's always great.
I think I've never heard that particular pitch of scream from that many people at once. And we were actually tempted to use those screams in the movie when people are being killed by the Volturi, but it's too much.
Well, the whole idea of the fan base behind this, it is really intimidating.
We're here to see the Twilight cast and watch the movie Twilight.
We're waiting in line for a really long time for a movie we've already seen, just to see some of the people that are in it.
I became a fan back in November when the movie came out, and I fell in love, and I bought all the books like the next day, and I read all of them in 4 days.
Wonderful books, great movie, excellent cast.
And action.
It's amazing how this is such a phenomenon.
The Twilight Saga is like nothing else. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and experience.
Well, I think we all know at least one person who's like a really fanatic fan on these movies. There was a really insane response to it.
Everywhere I go, it seems that I encounter someone who's either their kid is obsessed with it or they're secretly obsessed with it.
My brother loves the books. My mum loved the film. All my friends who are girls love Robert Pattinson.
I get the dream job that any woman of age 14 to 80 would probably like to have, which is I get to sort of hang out with him, talk to him, be near him.
I have a 10-year-old daughter, Lily, and she started reading the books, and she was just absolutely, overwhelmed by them. And then when the opportunity to play this part came up, we were in a restaurant, and I told her, and she was in mid-bite of food, and she froze. She didn't move for ages, and then tears started coming down her cheek, and then she hit me. She was kind of incredibly excited and overwhelmed, but at the same time, I think kind of angry with me that I'd muscled in on her turf, something that was so hers.
Stephanie's been able to reach out to seemingly every teenage girl, and every one of them feels that the book, and specifically the character of Bella, is speaking to them. It's remarkable.
Of course, girls love the romantic story, you know what I mean? That we're suckers for that, I think. Guys can definitely relate to the kind of the action-packed part of it.
I think in general, guys like fantasy, and so even though at its core Twilight is a love story, epic love story, it's also all about mythology.
There are vampires and werewolves and action, and You know, plus Bella's hot, so.
It's cool to see that much passion.
They're really cool. They're really die-hard about this whole phenomenon.
In my very first blog of the fans, I came up with the phrase, "Twihards." That's right, that's my phrase.
Our fans are the same all over the world. And they always ask me, who's the best fans? And I can't answer that question because they all are absolutely in love with this series and are so passionate. It's crazy. Our fans are amazing.
I should be in the new Moon film because I love Twilight.
Let me break it down for you fellow Twilighters.
My name is Kai Wildermuth. I won a video contest to say why you should be in New Moon in less than a minute. So I put together like a little music video. It's just like something that I had fun with. And I described why I should be in New Moon. One of my friends told me about the contest day before it was due. And in calculus, I wrote the rap, and I called my mom after calculus and was like, come pick me up, I need to film this. So I threw it together, and it turns out I won, so. I wasn't allowed to tell anyone about it until the day before I went to Vancouver, so people were asking, like, hey, where are you going? They're like, college trip. I was lucky because I was supposed to be an extra on the set. I was just gonna be in the crowd, but they filmed that the day before I got here. So when I showed up, they actually added a role and squeezed me into the scene where the rogue vampire gets his head cut off, and I am the human slave who robes the Volturi.
Did you have a good day?
It's been amazing. Like, honestly, the best day of my life.
Really?
Like, everyone here is like so nice. It's incredible. Like, this is weird talking to you.
What did you end up doing in the scene?
I robed R.O.
That's pretty much all I do in the movie. I just put on clothes.
Is there anybody who did a picture? Or is that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Of course.
It's been amazing. The most amazing experience I've ever had in my life. All right.
Nice to meet you too.
Good luck today.
Thanks a lot. See you later.
Thank you. Are you all easy?
Anytime you read a book, we have such strong images, such strong expectations, especially with a book that we love. And obviously this series is much loved. So bringing that to fruition in a film is obviously a huge responsibility.
First up, please welcome to the stage the director, Bruce Weiss.
Everyone in Twilight and New Moon and Eclipse and Breaking Dawn, we are characters that we can step into these shoes, and for the fans who read books, they all have their vision of who these characters could be.
It was a bit rough in the beginning because people were figuring out how they felt about who was cast as which character, and now there's just so much love. It's really great.
It doesn't matter who would have filled this role, you know, because it's already written, there's fans for it, so whoever gets this role and the other roles are just automatically gonna, you know, people are gonna love them, you know, so that's an amazing thing.
I'll be honest, like, we had no idea it was going to do so well. We knew that there were a lot of diehard fans, and we knew that a lot of people out there really loved the books.
I wrote a little letter when I sort of first came on board that my job is to be faithful to the books, and I work very, very, very hard at making sure that things are just right.
You feel this need, this desire to please so many people, and it's just been bizarre to be put under a microscope.
It's been pretty crazy. Like, I got off the plane and there was a couple of guys there with cameras taking pictures. I was kind of like, this is strange. And then last night there were people taking pictures. I have no idea how they found out where we were for dinner, but there were people waiting there. It was really, really strange.
My way of dealing with things is to become a hermit, you know? I'll just stay home and shut my blinds and crawl into a hole, and eventually everyone will forget about me, and that's kind of the ideal scenario. They don't get to do that because they're actors and they have to be in front of cameras, and that's what they do for a living.
If I'm not walking around with red eyes and long straight black hair and white face, maybe they won't recognize me.
You know, I don't generally get recognized very often. I'm very grateful, you know, that people would be interested in talking to me for any reason.
My interaction with the fans has actually been really great.
We've got the most loyal fans, and it's exciting to be able to give them something to, you know, get excited about.
You know, I recently met a really sick girl who's like 11 years old. She basically lives in a hospital, and her mom sent me this video, and the fact that I could call her and talk to her and cheer up her day just by doing what I do is an amazing feeling.
Well, I'm really happy that the fans seem to like it in general. I mean, I think that was the most important thing for us.
At the end of the day, this all started with Stephanie. She created this world, and we're just one of the pieces that's kind of bringing it to visual life.
Yeah, it really is cool to be a part of it, and oh God, I lucked out.
And now with a daughter of my own, for me to have something for posterity, you know, that's this big of an animal, it's kind of priceless.
Remarkable. It's exciting to be a part of the Twilight world.
The one thing as a filmmaker, you just want to make movies that people want to see and really enjoy.
I just want to give thanks to the fans for, you know, just supporting the books, you know, the movies, the franchise, and just for loving me openly.
It's just been really great. I'm really thankful for the fans because we wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for them.
It's quite extraordinary, and just to be a part of it at any level is remarkable.
The Twilight fans are so generous. It's unbelievable.
They're very, very committed to the people who are involved in it. And it really, I mean, they really have that kind of embraced the actors, and so, no, it's amazing.
We're all very thankful to have the massively enthused fan base that we have. It's like the ultimate driving force.
Just to wake up and know that we're doing this for people who really support us. And, you know, we have lucky jobs to be able to be actors and to bring these characters to life.
Unless I'm literally in the middle of putting a fork full of food in my mouth, or I'm in the middle of, I don't know, performing CPR on somebody who's dying, never apologize for coming up to say, hi, we loved the movie. You guys don't have to be apologetic. We're here because of you.
I wouldn't be anywhere without them. I mean, as an actor, you need an audience. And our audience just happens to be the sweetest, most supportive audience we could find.